So getting us going live on Zoom, and good morning, everybody. There we go. Let's see. There was someone named Stephen in here a little bit ago. What happened to them? So getting us going live on, I guess they came in the wrong room. Who knows? I don't know. How would I know? So good morning, everybody. Happy New Year's. Merry Christmas. So grateful to have us all here. And we will go with asking Iris if she would pray us in.
Good morning, Lynn. Good morning, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And season's greetings. Whatever works. And so I'll pray us in. I am here only to be truly helpful. I am here to represent Him who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because He who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever He wishes, knowing He goes there with me. I will be healed as I let Him teach me to heal. Amen.
And mute myself. Amen. Thank you, Iris. So we are in the section, text chapter 3, section 6, judgment and the authority problem. And we are getting, I guess we're getting pretty near the end. This is in Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. All right. So anybody have anything they'd like to share before we get started with our reading for today? Hey, Rafi, good morning. Put my camera on. Let's see my love sweatshirt. I got love, a hoodie, and 2 shirts that both say love and join the movement. So I love that. I'm in the love movement now. Uh, all right. Well, then let's just get our reading up. Judgment and the authority problem. Text chapter 3, paragraph 9. And would anybody like to read paragraph 9? I think we read it the last time, but it's kind of good to go back.
I'll read it.
Thank you, Rafi.
Only those who give over all desire to reject can know that their own rejection is impossible. Well, let me read that again. Only those who give over all desire to reject can know their own rejection is impossible. You have not usurped the power of God, but you have lost it. Fortunately, to lose something does not mean that it has gone. It merely means that you do not remember where it is. Its existence does not depend on your ability to identify it or even to place it. It is possible to look on reality without judgment and merely know that it is there. Look at the dream, let it be what it is. Maintain my course to self-realization and acceptance. That's what I got out of this.
Yeah, thank you for that. And it's really clear he's pointing out that if I reject, I will be rejected. If I judge, I will be judged. So and that's impossible. So I have to give up all of my desire to reject or to judge or to look at and find, missing, wanting, whatever, because everything is already whole and everything is already here. Um, so I love, he says, fortunately, to lose something does not mean that it is gone. It just means you do not remember where it is. Its existence does not depend on your ability to identify it or even to place it. That's so clear that, everything is perfect just the way it is. And the only reason that I'm not seeing it that way is because of my choice. And when I choose to see it as it is, I will see that everything is perfect. I think we were just reading that the other night in our uh, Song of Prayer study. So does anybody have anything they'd like to share about this paragraph? Let me get my yeah, Iris, please go ahead.
Thank you, Lynn. I wanted to share something about you reminded me, Lynn, about something that I understood a little bit better this week. And like this idea that everything is always like perfect and everything always works for the best. And what could I not accept if I but knew that all things, events, outcomes, circumstance, all that has been gently planned by one whose only purpose is my good, our good. And but Lynn reminded me because like when you mentioned that everything is always perfect. And I must say that I really kind of struggled to understand how anything could be perfect, like, although I really wanted to believe that from the bottom of my heart, like that everything is perfect. And like, so I took it at face value because from like a limited human understanding, I could not understand how some things are perfect. And like and so like I was looking at lesson 24 and 25, and in lesson 24 it says that I do not perceive my own best interests, and which I get that I do not understand my own best interests. And then, like in lesson 25, it says that I do not know what anything is for. And like I kind of misread the first paragraph, or maybe I didn't read it properly and it didn't quite sink in. But like I had this idea that like I do not understand what anything is for. And I had the idea that I don't know, like as in I don't know, which is actually I found that very difficult to come to that place where I can really say like this thing is happening, but I don't know why. Like as in, I mean, it's very like I can't imagine that it was a great place to be in. But I saw it differently this time. And I looked at the first paragraph, and it says that everything is for your own best interests. That is what it is for. That is its purpose, and that is what it means. So I understood that, like, whatever is happening here, like on the quote human level, I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand why certain things happen. They just, I don't understand it. Like, on a human level, I don't get it. But it's happening for the good. It's happening, it's perfect, just like what Lynn shared. and it's perfect on the level of spirit, like on the level of whatever word we want to use, like soul. Even if on the human level it looks really horrible, I mean, it looks really horrific or just really awful, on the soul level, it makes perfect sense. And I just understood that. And I just felt very much at ease. And I completely forgot about it until Lynn mentioned that everything is always perfect. Everything is always perfect, except in the judgment of the human, because the human does not understand the big picture, like the massive big picture of everything. So I just wanted to share that, just to remind myself, and I'll hand back to Lynn.
Wow, thank you so much, Iris. Yes, and once I realized that I was making up the story that said this is how things should be, then it really hit me. Oh my gosh, you know, none of it is what I thought it should be. Dove had his hand up. Please go ahead, Dove.
Yeah, well, okay. Of course, lesson 25 is my mantra lesson. And exactly what Iris says in the first paragraph, it says everything is happening for you. Now, the ego has no idea why everything is happening for me, and it's always analyzing, well, why does this happen? Why does that happen? So there's a line in the course: spirit accepts, ego analyzes. So whenever we try to understand or try to know why, that's just the ego trying to analyze and figure, why is this happening? No, you can never really know why anything is happening because it's happening at a different level. The ego doesn't operate on the level where your lessons are being given to you. So everything that happens, I think it was Karen who sent me a thing early this morning from Ken Wapnick. He says, the instant I wake up, my lessons start. So the world is a classroom. Everything happens because everything is a lesson and everything happens perfectly. But if you try and figure it out, you can never figure it out because at that level, the ego has no understanding of classroom or lessons. It always wonders, well, why is this happening to me? It's not happening to me. It's happening for you, not to you.
Thank you, Dove. Yeah. And this whole thing of taking it personally when there is no person here, that the idea that I'm a person that can be hurt is the antithesis of the Course. The Course tells me you're not a person. I'm not a body. I'm free. I'm still as God created me. I am the Holy Son of God. Um, and Karen has put in the chat, let's see what all we got here. Um, simply accept everything is perfect because it is perfect for my awakening. Another opportunity for forgiveness. It's exactly it. It's a gift to me. It's for me, not to me. It's happening for me, not to me. And that's a huge difference. Anybody else have any thoughts about this? Just remember, we have not usurped the power of God. All right. You can't undo what God has done. You can't unmake what God has made. You can't, you can't turn sour what is sweet. Yeah, Jaffo, just another effing forgiveness opportunity. Yep. Karen, please go ahead.
Thank you, Iris. Thank you, Dove. Yeah, I love lesson 24 and 25 for that. And the other part in the course where he says, uh, all things work together for good except in the ego's judgment. You know, when I'm judging with the ego, I'm going south. I am going south. So I'm learning here that, everything is happening perfectly because it's given me that opportunity to choose. I have an opportunity in every moment, every single moment of every single day to choose. between, the right mind and the wrong mind. And, I've been noticing it a lot lately. And it is always perfect, because when it's something that I don't like, or something that I'm not happy with, it's a bigger challenge for me. But it gives me that opportunity to grow. It gives me that opportunity to really look at what's really going on, and that I can't blame the outside condition for my upset. It's within me. So it's that power of decision that is the one remaining freedom as a prisoner of this world that I just love, and I just am so grateful. So thank you for bringing that up, Iris. That was so perfect.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for that too, Karen. It does. What a great morning. And I'm not going to go into my Amazon story. I already told it once, but I might here in a little bit because I had a big problem yesterday with my technology. It went nuts. Anyway, Rafi has his hand up, and so does Zelma. Rafi, please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I feel like I'm just echoing what everyone else has said, but this ego mind looks at this dream, thinks it's real, and thinks it has to handle it. Now, how am I going to handle what how do you handle a dream? You don't handle a dream. You step back and you wake up from it. But everything in it is a lesson to learn. Everything in it is working for us, not to us, happening to us. If I'm standing someplace and a riot breaks out, or a war breaks out, or something terrible seems to be happening, my job is to look inside and say, okay, what is this here to teach me? This is here to teach me. I don't like it the way it is. I want it to be some other way. Well, that's wanting control. Can I bring up the wanting control feeling and let it go? Yes. There's the value right there. Now I'm getting to the place where I'm quiet again, where I'm one with the truth of the infinite presence. So everything that everyone said here is exactly how it had to be said, and it was for all of us. What I'm saying is for me, what you're saying is for you, and you are me, and I am you, and that's the reality, not what we're looking at. Wake up from the dream? Yes, that's my job.
Thank you, Rafi. And I can just say, goo goo goo. I love it. Zelma, please go ahead.
So I'm reflecting on Iris talking about perfect, and what what my concept of what perfect is, and therein lies the problem. When I came to understand that the word perfect means complete, that it is exactly the way it is, and I'm not even going to should on it. I'm not going to say it's the way it should be. I'm not even going to should on it. I'm going to say that it simply is what it is. And workbook lesson, I believe it's 268, that says, "Let all things be exactly as they are." Just it is what it is, and anything in my mind that thinks that it's supposed to be a different way is where the problem comes in. It's me therein trying to usurp God's power. No, God, it's supposed to be a different way. No, how come it's this way? Why can't it be this way? The question really for my piece is, why am I not choosing? Why am I not willingly choosing to accept it as it is? And then, as Rafi said, what's the lesson in it for me? It's a lesson for me. It's and not only is it not happening to me, it's happening for me, it's happening through me, and it's happening as me, because it's my own world. It's the way I am seeing it, the way I'm choosing to see it, but I'm one with it. So I need to be, decide that, okay, I don't have to be afraid of it, I don't have to judge it, I don't have to anything it, except accept it. Perfect means complete. It is complete exactly as it is. And I'm complete.
Thank you. Yes, you are. And you are perfect just the way you are as well. I love that. Karen, please go ahead.
I'm so happy to see Zuma here. Thank you, Zuma. Thank you, everybody. This is so perfect for me right now. And I also like the idea of welcoming it. And, welcoming it is very helpful for me. Accepting it, welcoming it is pretty much the same thing, but really welcoming it, allowing it, not resisting it, not fighting it, because, that's what I've been going through it, these past, I'd say, probably week with some physical stuff I'm going through. And I was resisting it. I was fighting it. I was miserable. I was depressed. I was going through it. And then on top of that, I got sick, after Christmas, and it was just so much stuff. And what am I doing here? It's like I am doing this to myself. I could see this differently. And so I changed my mind. And that's all it is. It's a miracle is a change in perception. So I had to go through that dark night of the soul. I didn't have to, I chose to. I chose to go through this dark place that I went through, and it was dark, and it was what I guess I needed to go through, because it was pretty rough, but I'm feeling much better now, and this meeting is helping me feel even better. So I am responsible for what I see. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karen. And this is what the secret, my secret really here is, no matter how shitty I feel, I just have to come here and hook up with you guys, join with you all, and it actually shifts my mind to be here and to be in this these mighty companions who are all here for the same purpose. So I love that so much. Thank you, thank you. Anybody else have anything that they'd like to share right now? Yeah, Sharon, please go ahead.
What I've seen is that I really am in two different worlds. When I'm in the ego, I cannot see it. You cannot see what's right in front of you because the thoughts just come in. And then when I'm in spirit, and it's so, like it says it all through the book, you can't be in two different worlds, something like that. But bottom line is that you can't really make a mistake, because when you're in the ego, you're just talking to yourself. And even in spirit, you are too, because there's no talking, it's just silence. But when I come in here, when I listen to any wisdom, it takes me right out of the wrong mind, because the right mind is really the only thing that's true. So that's all. Thanks.
Thank you for
Oh,
that.
and Karen, I'm glad to see you back. I hope you feel better, honey. Okay.
Yeah. We're all doing that. That's so perfect, so beautiful. And I'm so grateful for everyone who's, with me on this path, because you remind me, I remind you, you remind me, we remind each other. And in that way, we join in salvation. So, I love this. Anybody else before we go on to paragraph 10? Let us go on to paragraph 10. And who would like to read that? All right, Karen.
I really didn't want to, but nobody else was. So.
Well, then you're the one. It's it. You're it.
Oh, okay.
I'll read the next paragraph. How about that, Karen?
All right. Peace is a natural heritage of spirit. Everyone is free to refuse to accept his inheritance, but he is not free to establish what his inheritance is. The problem everyone must decide is the fundamental question of authorship. All fear comes ultimately and sometimes by way of very devious routes from the denial of authorship. The offense is never to God, but only to those who deny him. To deny his authorship is to deny yourself the reason for your peace, so that you see yourself only in segments. This strange perception is the authority problem. Yes, 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 and yes. This is so right on right now for me, because peace is it's our natural inheritance. And I was just talking to my sister. I was up since 12:30 this morning. I was just waking up and my sister was still up and getting ready for bed, and we were texting each other, and we were actually talking about this, how, peace is our natural inheritance, and we don't have to do anything. All we have to do is allow it, because it's always there. And I was because we were talking about, just how we sometimes allow things to upset us, and she was asking me how my leg was doing, how my back was doing, and I was just telling her everything that was going on and how difficult it's been. And it's been such a challenge, but it is happening for me. It is happening for me, and I'm trusting the process. And it's not an easy process. It's not an easy classroom, but it's happening for me. And it's making me recognize more and more and more that I am not this body, that I have a decision in every single moment to make, and it's my decision. It has nothing to do with what my body's going through, has nothing to do with what's going on in the world, the seeming world, or what someone says to me or what someone does. It is a decision. Happiness is a decision. My daughter made me a magnet, and it says happiness is a decision. Beautiful magnet for Christmas. So it's just reminding me that this is our natural peace, is a natural heritage of spirit. Everyone is free to refuse to accept his heritage, but he is not here. He is not free to establish what it is. So we can deny it all we want. We can deny it all we want, but it's always there. And I'm so grateful for that. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Karen. And yes, exactly. And I keep thinking of that. You guys probably know Reverend Yolanda, because she's one of my favorite. And she has a song that says, "Let things be exactly as they are. You can't change God, and you can't change me. Can't change God. God already is God." Has already set everything up. So, this idea that somehow or the other, I would even want to change what God has made. It's just silliness on my part. So I love this, and the authority problem is really the only problem that we have here. It's the only real problem that we have, is this belief that God didn't make me. And why, you may say, "Oh, yeah, no, I believe God made me. He just didn't make me perfect." No, that is exactly the opposite. God made me perfect. God made me as he is. God made me with everything that he has, and I cannot change that. I can't change it. And to change it is the authority problem. Now, basically, it is saying that somehow or the other, I can make things different, or that I would want things to be different than what God has made. Just recognize that for yourself, and not just for yourself, for everyone else around you too. Everyone, God made us the way we are. And you may think, "Well, yeah, but I'm not like, Donald Trump." Yes, I am. I'm the same. We're the same. We're not different. Karen, then Zoma, then Ravi. Go ahead, Karen.
Donald Trump is a reflection of my thoughts. Donald Trump is a reflection of my thoughts. So I just want to share a couple things from our conversation this morning, my sister and I. So I was talking exactly what we're talking about now, and I was talking about being in the present moment, being in the present moment, being in the holy instant. And my sister said that sometimes I just try to see the peace, if that makes sense, instead of even trying to be in the moment. Sometimes I just try to see the peace. And I just love that. She said, because it's like connecting to that. It's all providing peace that happens when we are able to be in the moment with what's happening. So it's just like, it's there. It's always there. And she reminded me of that this morning. So I just love that just seeing the peace, just seeing it everywhere, like I could see peace instead of this. Thank you.
I love that, and how it just comes to your mind. I can see peace instead of this. Boom, bingo. Let's see. Selma had her hand up.
Yeah, real quick. when we talk about, you were just talking about trying to be something that we're not. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote that imitation is suicide. Imitation is suicide. I'm trying to kill off what I really am, not who. Okay, so Zulma, that's that's this body with this, this communication device. But what I am, in truth, is spirit, and forgetting that is where the problem comes in. When I'm focusing on everything I can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, and thinking that that's real, real as in permanent. That's what I'm creating problems for myself. That's what I'm creating a problem for my physical self when I think that this body is really what I am. And it's not. I am, as the Course teaches, in a state of grace forever. My reality is only spirit. And it's those moments when I get those glimpses and hold on to that so-called suffering disappears, regardless of the physical pain, regardless of the physical, what I'm seeing and I don't like it, regardless of whatever's out there, the truth is still true. That if I think that I am something that I'm not, if I think that I am this body, I am killing off the truth. I am hurting myself and not allowing myself to experience the joy that God is, the God is that I am. I'm complete.
Wow, that is really profound, Zoma. Absolutely, so very clear, and wow. And it's suicide. Basically it's denying who I am, denying the truth about myself. Wow. Rafi, please go ahead, and then Iris is next.
I love the way what everybody is saying is leading us towards self-realization. Everything is just, it's just so perfect. But twice or three times you use the word want, 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 want. That's coming from that ego victim mentality. I don't have, I want. It's out. It looks at the picture. It thinks the picture is real, and it thinks it has to protect itself from it or get something from it, and that is the perpetuation of suffering. And that mental activity keeps us from quieting the mind and getting to the truth of what we really are. Everything is pointing to anyway. It's astounding that so often we don't see what is so obvious, and that is the goodness in everything, because there is nothing else but that. So I just wanted to, that want is sort of like, I don't know, some kind of a blanket that gets tossed over the truth, and it's just a feeling. Let the want go, and you're into having, and having is being.
Wow. Thank you, Rafi. That's beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, yes, go ahead, Iris, please.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, everyone. And I just was thinking about that as well, what Karen just shared, like about her sister saying that the peace is already here. And like so it's kind of like the peace is already here. Like I don't need to do anything to get it. Like I just need to to notice the peace. And it's like saying like that I, not Iris, but I as spirit or I awareness, when the fear, so I'll just use like love and fear. So when the fear is happening, to go into the door that has peace, because peace is already here. I don't need to do anything to get it. It's already here. And like the other thing, like I noticed yesterday was that I know I've been talking about experiencing fear this whole year. And I noticed, like, I was doing some washing, and I noticed, like, the fear was there, of course, like as usual. And I noticed, like, yesterday that that, oh, the fear is appearing in awareness. So there is fear, but what is beyond the fear? Like the fear is appearing in awareness, I awareness. And like I can choose to look at it if I want. I mean, I'm free to look at it if I really want. Like I can stay there if I want. Like I can have awareness of the fear, or I can just be awareness. And just for a moment, like I recognize that, yeah, so like with other thoughts that are like just using fear and love, like it's, we can just let them go because they're not us. They're not, they're not true. They're not the truth. They're just pretending to be truth, but they're not. And and sometimes like I have this idea that oh, I have to like fix this and do this and then I'll have peace. But I don't need to do that. I just need to like see that peace is already here. And in fact, that's what we are. And but peace is already here, and I can just walk in that door, and peace is here. And I'll hand back to Lynn.
Thank you so much, Iris. Yeah, what's that fear got to do with me? It is it's a story in my mind that I made up and has nothing to do with me. It's, how can I believe it? Karen, please go ahead.
Thank you, Iris. Yes, I love that. And, I love to be reminded that the course tells us in lesson 10 that they are not our real thoughts. And Sharon shares a lot. Keith Kavanaugh says that it's the insane voice talking to itself. But I wanted to just touch on what you said, I think I'm going to paraphrase that. I can't remember your exact words, but you said that peace is who we are. I think that's how you said it. Peace is who we are. And the Course tells us that peace is an attribute in you. You cannot find it outside. So it is who we are. It is our natural heritage. It is the truth of who we are. So I just am so grateful to be here right now because it's so helping me so much to hear these things and to be reminded of the truth. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Yes. Yes. What I am is the peace of God. And if I'm not experiencing it that way, then, I need to just ask the Holy Spirit, help me. And that's, I was talking earlier about the situation that happened yesterday where my something went wrong. I went to buy a book on the Kindle, and for some reason, Amazon, even after all these years of being a loyal customer and buying and paying everything, said, "Oh, I don't know. I suspect this mode of payment is not correct or something." And they locked me out of all my Amazon, everything, Prime, all this stuff. So, and a lot of things that we use that are Amazon base. So it was like crazy. And I mean, if this was happening much of the day yesterday of me looking and trying to correct or fix this problem with Amazon. And they said they send us an email. There's no email. They said, a lot of things. And all I could do was just, when I felt myself starting to, get upset, go to the Holy Spirit, say, help me with this. Help me. I know you've got this covered. I know there's nothing to fear. Help me with this and help me with this. And I spend the whole day being reminded to ask the Holy Spirit for help, which was, if that had not happened, I would have just gone about my day doing everything just the way I do it and not imagined that I was missing anything. uh, but that reminder that just went on, every time something didn't work, it just brought me back to remembering to ask for help and remembering to trust that all was perfect just the way it is and nothing to fear. Which, I mean, that to me, that was really, really, really important to see that. Sharon and then Rafi. Go ahead, Sharon.
For a long time, I thought, because I was so covered with belief and thought. And then, because really awakening is the escape from concepts. So when the concepts start to fall away, you see peace. Like, the lesson Ken loves is, I can see peace instead of this. And that is what Karen's sister had brought up. You can just see it. Because whatever happens, like I have brought this up a lot, that you can never fail this course because you're already that. And the ego is the part that beats the crap out of me. It's not the Holy Spirit. The ego is the one. And what I've seen now is that it's a voice box talking to itself like a recorder. Now, what's so weird is I've had two incidents since I've been on this path where I saw that I saw it, and then of course the ego pushed it away, but that this is a voice box. Because when my mother died, I was watching her die, and she came up with a line, and she was already in a coma. And it might sound crazy to all of you, but it's just something that came through, some kind of like understanding that she was only a voice box in my mind because she said something about my father, and it was recording like my father's name was Morty. So she went, Morty Baker is a faker. Now that would never come out of her mouth. And then one day I was talking to my daughter-in-law, and my voice started to skip. And it was this, the truth of who I am said that is all that there is a voice box. There is no person. Consciousness is just the space. And we have like, at least for me, I have like a fear of failing. And I guess a lot of people do, because usually our fears are genuinely in the one mind. But you can't fail something that you already are. So let's say I walk in here and I'm crying hysterical. And then the ego says, look at you, you made a fool out of yourself. You can't make a fool out of yourself. You're talking about the voice box. What I kept thinking all along is, well, that's still Sharon, but there is no Sharon. There's just a voice that apparently seems like Sharon. So now when I'm watching other people, even if it's the politics, it's just voice boxing and talking, and it taking it seriously is the problem. And I think that a lot of times I fell into being too serious about waking up. It was just like anything else. I wanted to pass a test. That was coming from the separate self. You can't fail. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you, Sharon. And yeah, exactly. I mean, once you realize this, then it's just so simple just not to take it personally and recognize there's no person to take it. It is just a voice box. I love that thought. Rafi, please go ahead.
Yeah, I love it too because it's just a recording and a playback machine. That's all it is. We give it so much power, but it isn't. I just wanted to say how clearly Amazon was a trigger for you, Lynn, and how you handled the trigger beautifully by turning it over to the infinite divine power. That was beautiful because I welcome my triggers all the time. One of the triggers I had, maybe dealing with fear before, is I get cold inexplicably. I mean, I live in LA. Cold is not a thing, okay? And if I'm dressed correctly or I'm in the house or whatever, and all of a sudden I start to get cold, I know it's fear. Do I welcome the fear? Yes, fear. Okay, fear. Thank you for showing up. I welcome the fear. Welcome it. Welcome it. What is it? Wanting safety, security, so whatever it is, and whatever the one of the three wants it is, and let it go immediately. So it's a great. Oh, thank you for the trigger. Amazon was your trigger. We have all of these other triggers, and they're so perfect, and everything is working toward us, for us, and happening, pushing us toward our infinite truth that we have always been, are now, will forever be, and it couldn't be more perfect. So that's and when you brought up that stuff about Amazon, it just reminded me of the triggers. and how grateful I am for them, and how easy it is to let go of all of that nonsense that recording and playback machine keeps throwing up at us. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Rafi. And yeah, it was the perfect trigger for me yesterday. And just remembering, every time, how I kept going back to the Holy Spirit, going back to the truth, and recognizing there's nothing to fear here, because I did go into fear. I mean, they canceled all my orders. I had orders, I had things that were already in Colorado Springs that were going to be delivered today. They canceled the orders and sent them all back. It was like something I had ordered for Christmas like weeks ago that was supposed to come this week disappeared completely off my list. Like, what am I going to do? This is the thing I was depending on. Nope, that was not what I was depending on. It's all it's all just perfect the way it is. So yeah, I love this. All right, Zoma, do you want to read paragraph 11 for us?
Yes. Wait a minute. I'm in the wrong spot. I'm on my phone here. So, okay, here we go. Paragraph 11. There is no one who does not feel that he is imprisoned in some way, like Lynn yesterday. As you were saying that, Lynn, it made me think you were just erased. Like you were just, you weren't real. you, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm laughing, but that's what came to mind. It's just a reminder. I'm not real. At least as far as Amazon was concerned. Neither was your stuff. Anyway, there is no one who does not feel that he is imprisoned in some way. If this is the result of his own free will, he must regard his will as not free, or the circular reasoning in this position would be quite apparent. Free will must lead to freedom. Judgment always imprisons because it separates segments of reality by the unstable scales of desire, which is what Rafi was saying about want. Wishes are not facts. See, I said that. Wish world is not a real place. There we go. Wishes are not facts. To wish is to imply that willing is not sufficient. Yet no one in his right mind believes that what is wished is as real as what is willed. Instead of seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, say, will ye first the kingdom of heaven? And you have said, I know what I am, and I accept my own inheritance. There you go. Wishing is just not real. It's fantasy. It's an illusion. It's trying, again, back to you trying to usurp God's power, wishing, thinking that something should be in a way that it's not. Freedom will lead to, free will must lead to freedom. I love that sentence. Free will must lead to freedom. And if I'm not thinking I'm free, if I'm not feeling I'm free, if I'm not believing that I'm free, that I'm not believing that I am. Oh, I can end that sentence right there. I'm not believing that I am. I'm not believing that what God is what I am. I'm not believing my oneness with God. I'm believing that I'm separate from freedom, that I'm separate from God, that I'm separate from the truth of what is. I'm complete.
Wow, thank you, Zoma. Yes, it's what I am. Peace is what I am. Truth is what I am. Love is what I am. Will ye first the kingdom of heaven is the truth, because what do we have to seek when it's already here? There's no place to look for what is already here, what is real here. This is just a beautiful beautiful affirmation of that, reminding me. And there's no one who does not feel that he's imprisoned in some way. Imprisoned in my body, imprisoned in my culture, imprisoned in Amazon, erased by Amazon. I love that, Zoma, because that's exactly how I felt. It's like, my God, what happened here? I no longer exist to them after all these years. Wow. But
Hey, Lynn, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you
but
just made that sound like do they not realize after all these years I've been loyal to them how special I am? Don't they realize? And now they're just going to tell me I don't even exist.
I know. It's hilarious. Oh my God. I just have to laugh. Just have to laugh. Anybody else have any thoughts about this? 'Cause we have a few more minutes, so wishes are not facts. I love that's one of those 4-word sentences. Wishes are not facts. To wish is to imply that willing is not sufficient. And also it's to imply that I think I know what things are for. I think I know what it is. I think I know why it should be. I think I know how it could be. You know, I don't know. And that's why the I that doesn't know, the person that thinks that it's this special person. You forgot about me. Oh my gosh, how hilarious. Anybody have any thoughts about this? Or any stories of how this is happening and working in your life? Yeah, Iris, please go ahead.
Thank you, Lynn. I just had a thought like that it's very freeing. Like it's very freeing uh to look at it this way. It's just really freeing. And uh like the first sentence, there is no one who does not feel that he is imprisoned in some way. That is so true. Like that is so true. Like just for all people that believe they're people. You know, like that is so true. And then the last sentence that says, I know what I am and I accept my own inheritance. Like that is just incredible. And also like this idea that there are two different worlds, and uh yeah, like that makes perfect sense. Like uh because like if I think that I'm just a limited human, I'm gonna feel imprisoned. Somehow I just will feel imprisoned. I felt like that my whole life, like it just imprisoned, or kind of like just like I don't know, like there was always been something in me that has always like I just didn't want to accept any of the normal setups, quote. Like there was something in me that knew that this isn't it. Like you know, and because it was imprisoning, like there was something my higher self, like spirit, knew for me, like that there is something more, and this is not it. And and this is it. Like I know what I am, and I accept my own inheritance. That's freedom, like of being really who we truly are. And I think this two worlds really is a very great analogy, because it's really like this. Like when I think I'm a human, I'm living in this world that I've made up or whatever, and that's when I forget, and when I remember, I'm living in the real world. Like, and I can choose any moment, like not when I've done all the lessons or read the full text, or like I really, there are no conditions. It's just the way it is. Like it's our inheritance. Like that is the way it is. Why? Because I am. And I just really am I'm very happy to hear this. And I'll hand back to Lynn.
I'm happy to hear it too, Iris. And Rafi put in the text, you think you are a person, you were born and going to live a while and die. That is so cute. It is cute, isn't it? And I remember when I was a little kid, I used to panic because I was stuck in this body. I wanted to get out. I would just get this feeling like I don't belong in here, and I'm stuck. And I mean that's a crazy thought because how could you be stuck in your own body? But that's how I felt. It was like, and I would absolutely panic because of it, because I wanted out. Uh, and there's no reason why, really no good reason why. At the time anyway. Karen, yeah, go ahead.
How old were you, Lynn?
I was probably like 5 or 6.
Wow, that's
And
deep.
yeah,
I
just
feel that way now.
yeah, yeah.
I just wanted to share a quote that I love from the course that comes to my mind reading this paragraph, and it's one of my really favorite quotes. And he tells us that when the will is really free, it cannot miscreate because it recognizes only truth. So when the will is really free, it cannot miscreate because it recognizes only truth. And he's telling us here that free will must lead to freedom. So when we're not thinking with God, we're not thinking at all. When we're not in line with our source, we are. It's exactly what Iris said. And I know that for me, it's so easy to get caught up in the bullshit. It is so easy to get caught up in bullshit. But the good news is I am recognizing it so much sooner and sooner. And I would much rather be happy than be right. And God's will is for us to be happy. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And I'm gonna go ahead and close out the share and put my shiny face up here to say hello to everybody. And Zoma says she can really relate to that feeling like you're trapped in this thing that doesn't even, I mean, it's crazy, but I love it. All right, you guys, it's so beautiful to see you on this beautiful Saturday morning. Happy New Year to you all, and look forward to seeing you again, maybe tomorrow at Speakeasy or at um, Regina's, or even Zeta and I do a program at 11:30 Eastern, where we're basically talking about just in general everything, near-death experiences and in between lives, and a lot of interesting stuff. So, but y'all free to join us for that as well. Anyway, anybody else have anything to say before we close out?
Yeah, I do. I won't be here Monday. Okay, Cliff's birthday's on Tuesday, so his sister's coming in from North Carolina. So I won't be there Monday, and all Tuesday I won't be there. So I just want to tell you, Lynn. So
Okay,
all right. And everybody, Happy New Year. Happy, happy, happy New Year. 2025. We're all awake already.
that's right. We are.
There's nowhere to go. We're right here.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I'm loving it. Yep. Yeah, yeah. It's a 9 year coming up. Yay. So,
Doma has her hand up.
oh, Zoma, please go ahead.
I just want to read from the course from the review one right after lesson 50. I've read it several times before. From paragraph 4, learn to require no special setting in which to apply what you have learned. You will need your learning most in situations that appear to be upsetting rather than in those that already seem to be calm and quiet. The purpose of your learning is to enable you to bring the quiet with you and to heal distress and turmoil. This is not done by avoiding them and seeking a haven of isolation for yourself. You will yet learn that peace is part of you and requires only that you be there to embrace any situation in which you are. And finally, you will learn that there is no limit to where you are, so that your peace is everywhere as you are. And so it is.
Amen.
And so it is.
Amen. Thanks you guys so much. I love you all. And look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye.
Bye, everyone.